I attempted a Pokemon Soulsilver Hardcore Nuzlocke using only Pokemon whose names start with the letter U. Wait, is that even possible? My name is PomminPs, or P for short, and we're gonna find out. In a Hardcore Nuzlocke, once a Pokemon faints, it's dead forever, I can't use items in battle, and I only have 3 possible encounters. The rest of the rules are on screen now, so strap in folks. This is gonna be a tough one. For transparency, I do use rare candies in all my runs for quicker level ups. Oh hey, didn't see you there. My name is P, and I'll be your Johto tour guide for this Nuzlocke. If you have any questions, please forward those to our comment section down below. Our first stop is Newbark Town, home of 3 rare Johto Pokemon that you can't catch anywhere in the wild. Totodile, Chikorita, and Cyndaquil are our starter Pokemon, but we won't be able to use any of them during our expedition, so we're gonna have to take a quick detour through Cherry Grove City to get to Violet City, home of the first gym. We still need our first encounter, which we can get in the ruins of Alph. One of the slide puzzles is available right away, so after struggling to finish this puzzle that was meant for children, we fall into the ruins and meet our first of 3 encounters, an unknown who I name Uriah. Before we get going, there's something I want to iron out first. This is not the first attempt. To make this challenge even somewhat possible, I need this guy to have a rock type hidden power and pretty solid IVs in speed and special attack. Uriah is going to have to take on Falkner's flying types, Bugsy's bug types, and Whitney's normal types all by itself at the beginning. So for full transparency, I did soft reset this encounter until the hidden power type was right. My policy is always going to be full transparency no matter what. If you would have rathered me reset from the beginning every time, I don't know what to tell you. I wanted to get this video out in this decade, so yeah, that's what I did. Uriah and I walk through Sprout Tower, defeat the Elder, and get permission to take on the gym leader Falkner and his flying types. Falkner leads with Pidgey and I lead with, Uriah. We outspeed on the first turn and cleanly take down Pidgey with a hidden power rock. Second up is Falkner's illegal Pidgeotto. A gust does about a quarter of our HP on the first turn, as a hidden power rock does just less than half. We do this little song and dance for the next 2 turns, but is that a new fast forward graphic? That looks good. Shout out to my graphics guy. I'm the graphics guy. We claim our first victory of the run as Falkner gives us the Zephyr badge and the TM for Roost. We have a pretty short turnaround before our next gym battle, but that doesn't mean there's nothing happening. We get Rock Smash, meaning there's an unlimited supply of these berries on screen, which is great, and yeah, that's it. I guess we saved the Slowpokes from Team Rocket, but Proton has a Zubat and a Coughing, like, come on. Our next stop is Bugsy and his bug types with a level cap of 17. He leads with his ace, Scyther, and I lead, well, Uriah. I think a U-turn KOs me even with some EV investments, but thankfully it uses a focus energy as we use a 4x super effective critical hit hidden power for the KO. I might have had a chance without the crit if Scyther used a Leer, but I don't care, we're moving on. Bugsy has a Kakuna and a Metapod in the back, which are hilariously useless, so I'm gonna fast forward, and Uriah has won his second solo gym battle of the run as Bugsy gives us the Hive badge and the TM for U-turn. Our next stop is Goldenrod City to take on Whitney. We beat Silver in front of the gate, catch the Farfetch'd in Ilex Forest, and get to the radio station where Whitney is really struggling to get the right answer on this quiz. Should I subscribe to PomminPs? I'm gonna go with yes. Now everyone in the biz, we call that a great plug. Whitney subscribes and go back to her gym to binge all my videos, but before she can do that, we challenge her and her normal types to a battle. She leads with Clefairy and I lead Uriah. A hidden power crit does more than half as Clefairy rolls a useless Camouflage with Metronome. Our second hidden power KOs this almost fairy type, and the monster that haunted my childhood nightmares comes out, Miltank. We use hidden power, but Miltank outspeeds and connects with a stomp for around a quarter. Hidden power does about a third, so we have a shot if we dodge some flinches. We have 2 chances to dodge a flinch here, but we only need 1. As Stomp brings Uriah into the yellow, and 1 final hidden power KOs Whitney's ace, leaving her in tears and us with our 3rd gym battle victory. Whitney gives us the plain badge and, after some tears, the TM for Attract. We can finally get another teammate for Uriah before our next gym, and a pretty good one at that. We meet Bill in Ecruteak City, who tells us to go visit him in Goldenrod. We head straight there and Bill gives us our second team member, an Eevee who I name Ulad. After running around for a bit and waiting until nighttime in real life, Ulad evolves into an Umbreon who's super bulky and conveniently a super effective type going into the upcoming gym. Speaking of, it's time to take on Morty and his ghost types. He leads Ghastly and I lead with Ulad for his debut. A single super effective pursuit KOs Ghastly, who, fun fact, I have a tattoo of. If this video gets 100 likes, I'll post it, and if you want to see, press that like button. It uses Mean Look to keep Ulad in battle for the time being, as a super effective pursuit does just less than half. A resisted Shadow Ball does very little, as one more pursuit brings Gengar to the red, but a Citrus Berry brings it back into the yellow. On the next turn, Gengar uses Hypnosis to put Ulad to sleep, which is something I probably should have planned for. Oops. A Shadow Ball does light damage again as Ulad takes his second turn of sleep. Ulad sleeps for 2 more turns and takes 2 more Shadow Balls into the yellow, but a Citrus Berry brings him back up over half. Third up is Morty's first Haunter. We outspeed and our pursuit does about 3/4 as Haunter uses a Mean Look to lock us into battle. Morty heals with a Hyper Potion, but another pursuit brings us right back to where we just were. One more pursuit KOs Haunter. Last up for Morty is his second Haunter, who knows Curse. A pursuit brings Haunter into the red as it misses a Hypnosis in retaliation. Morty heals with another Hyper Potion, but it's cancelled out by another pursuit. Haunter actually connects with Hypnosis this time. I swap into Uriah since this thing only knows Dream Eater as an attacking move, but it used Hypnosis again on the swap. Did this AI just read me? Uriah sleeps on the first turn as Haunter sets up a Nightmare. On the next turn, instead of a resisted Dream Eater, Haunter takes itself down with a Curse instead, winning us our 4th gym battle of the run. That was a little weird, but I'm gonna take it. Morty gives us the Fog Badge and the TM for Shadow Ball. To continue on our journey, we need the Surf HM, which we can get after saving the world from this guy's horrible dancing. We get to Olivine City, which does have a gym for us to take on, but not quite yet, as the gym leader Jasmine is taking care of a sick Pokemon in the lighthouse. She tells us to surf to Cianwood City and get some medicine, so that's what we do. Before we get to the gym here, we run into Suicune and Eugene for a battle, but I'm gonna skip that cause I don't care. What I won't skip though is our next gym battle against Chuck and his fighting types. He leads with Primeape and I lead with Ulad, who's been pre-poisoned. The move Facade does double damage with a status condition, making it effectively a 140 base power move. Primeape tends to spam double team, which it does, so once a couple of Facades take down the Pig Monkey, Poliwrath comes out last, and thank God Chuck only has 2 Pokemon. We have just enough health to survive 3 turns of poison damage, and Poliwrath should see a kill with super effective Focus Punch, so we should be good. Since Ulad is also poisoned, it can't put us to sleep with Hypnosis, and it probably won't use Body Slam since it can't cause paralysis. That wins us our 5th gym badge. Chuck gives us the Storm Badge and the TM for Focus Punch. We walk out of the gym and Chuck's wife is so impressed, she gives us the HM for Fly. So, you're into younger. We give Jasmine the secret potion and she invites us to challenge her and her steel types at the gym, which we take her up on right away. She's technically the 7th gym, but we're just gonna get rid of her now. Jasmine leads with Magnemite and I lead with Ulad. A single dig on the first turn KOs Jasmine's lead, bringing out her 2nd Magnemite. Yeah, it goes down to 1 dig too. Last up is Steelix, who is a little bit tricky. Since we have Uriah, who only knows 4 times resisted rock type hidden power, and Ulad, who knows dig, but Umbreon's attack stats are, well, okay. Here's the master plan. As you've seen, we've used dig twice for the 2 Magnemites in the front. Ulad is holding a Metronome, which increases the damage of a move used multiple times in a row by 10% each time, meaning dig effectively right now has 96 base power. If we can dodge an Iron Tail a couple times, which has 75% accuracy, we should be able to bring down Steelix. And with that, we've won our 6th gym battle of the run. Banking on a miss is never a great strategy, but we're gonna have to take it. Jasmine gives us the Mineral Badge and the TM for Iron Tail. Since our level cap actually went down after Jasmine, we have to hustle to the Lake of Rage and take on the shiny red Gyarados. We also grab the Choice Specs, which are going to be awesome later down the line. Lance murders a man in front of our 10-year-old eyes, which I'm sure won't cause severe psychological damage in the future. So, why don't you show me on the doll where the champion hits someone with a Hyper Beam? We take down Team Rocket fairly quickly because they literally suck in this game so bad, and we head and take on Price and his ice types. Price leads with Seal and I lead with Uriah. A hidden power brings Seal to the yellow as an Icy Wind does small damage but lowers our speed. Now that Uriah gets outsped on the next turn, Seal sets up the Hail as we KO with a second hidden power. Second up is Piloswine. I swap into Ulad on a perfectly accurate Blizzard, which he takes for less than a quarter. A super effective wide lens boosted Iron Tail does over half as another Blizzard brings Ulad into the yellow. We use a Shadow Ball to avoid a potion as a third Blizzard brings Ulad to just 5 HP after Hail Chip. Ulad connects with the second Iron Tail, KOing Price's ace and bringing in his last Pokemon, Dugong. My only choice is to swap back to Uriah, who takes a priority Ice Shard for small damage. An Aurora Beam does about half of our remaining HP as a super effective hidden power just misses the KO, bringing Dugong into the red. Price heals with a Hyper Potion, but instead of risking a crit on the next turn, we get a crit of our own, KOing Dugong with another hidden power and winning us our 7th gym battle of the run. Price gives us the Glacier Badge and the TM for Hail. Before we can complete our set of gym badges, we have to beat Team Rocket first. They haven't really done anything in this entire game, but yeah, so I came up with a master plan. Step 1, we have to play dress up. It's crucial that we look like the enemy. Okay, they found out. Not important. Moving on to step 2, beat up this guy with a bunch of self-destructing coughings. That was kind of easy, but who cares? We won. Step 3, fight Silver. Why? We just saw him like a minute ago. Whatever. Step 4, beat the admins, Proton and Arya. We just beat her like 5 minutes ago with Lance. What? Okay, whatever. Step 5, take down Archer. Who's Archer? Their leader? Well, I guess he's got a super cool team. Dude, what the fuck? Anyways, we finish our mission that we chose to accept and finally head towards our final gym. We pass through the ice path, get the HM for Waterfall, and get to Blackthorn City. Just past the city, we can get to Route 28, where we can get a Teddy Ursa, who I name Ursula. Our level cap is high enough, so she immediately evolves into an Ursa ring and joins the team. Now, Ursula has Guts, so if she's pre-poisoned with Facade, that'll have 140 base power, plus 1.5 for stab, making it 210 base power, plus Ursa Ring's attack stat will be doubled because of Guts, making this beautiful lady a beast. We're gonna unleash this beast against Claire and her dragon types in our final gym battle. She leads with Gyarados and I lead with Uriah. A super effective bite does just less than half to Uriah, as a super effective hidden power does over half. One more bite leaves Uriah with just 14 HP, but one more hidden power KOs and brings out her first Dragonair. I swap into Ulad as he dodges an Aqua Tail. A Thunder Wave paralyzes Ulad, activating his Synchronize ability. A Feint Attack does just less than half, which is all according to plan. A Dragon Pulse does barely anything to Ulad, as a Feint Attack brings Dragonair to the red. And now it's time to unleash the beast. I get a free swap into pre-poisoned Ursula. A Dragon Pulse brings her to just over half, but a single Facade cleanly KOs as our held Citrus Berry activates, bringing out Claire's third Pokemon, Kingdra. It uses a smoke screen to try to drop our accuracy, but a Facade connects anyways, KOing Claire's ace on the first turn. Last up is Claire's second Dragonair. One more Facade KOs Claire's final team member, winning us our final gym battle of the run. She doesn't give us the Rising Badge or the TM for Dragon Pulse though. So we head to the Dragon's Den, answer the questions, and are finally awarded our 8th gym badge. Hey guys, Editing P here. I totally forgot to include the Kimono Girls fight, and I forgot that existed. I don't have the raw footage anymore, so I can't edit it back in now, but yeah, sorry, my bad. We didn't lose a Pokemon though. Okay, back to narration P. Now that we've got all the badges, it's time to head to Kanto and take on the Elite Four. I've always liked this part of the game, but it's fairly underwhelming. Even with my team of 3, I didn't face one challenge I couldn't plan for when looking at all the team lists. So I'm skipping through all of it, even the silver fight, because that one is super easy. But we've arrived at the Elite Four and we are 5 battles away from becoming champion. Our first Elite Four battle is against Will and his psychic types. He leads with Xatu and I lead with Ursula. Xatu tries to read me like Pokemon challenges, but me first fails since Ursula sets up a Swords Dance. Now that we're at +2, Xatu gets the hell out of there with a U-turn, which blindsides the Jinx on the swap, who gets KO'd by a single Shadow Claw. Will brings Xatu back out second. It gets a Psychic off, but a single Shadow Claw claims another victim, bringing out Will's third Pokemon, Exeggutor. It outspeeds and sets up a Reflect, letting it survive a Shadow Claw in the red. Will heals with a full restore as Ursula sets up a second Swords Dance to +4 attack. A Psychic connects for big damage, leaving Ursula with only 20 HP before Barrier Recovery, but this time, a Shadow Claw KOs, bringing out Will's fourth Pokemon, a Slowbro. Since Slow is in the name, we outspeed and KO with another Shadow Claw, bringing in the last Pokemon of the battle, Will's second, Xatu. I can't stay in here, so I swap into Ulad, who's immune to the incoming Psychic. From here, Xatu tries to confuse us, but Ulad doesn't care, as he hits a few Shadow Balls through confusion and a full restore, knocking out Xatu and winning us our first Elite Four battle of the run. Second up is Kanto's former gym leader, Koga, and his poison types. He leads Ariados and I lead Uriah. Since this thing is terrible, a single hidden power takes it down and brings out his second Pokemon, Fortress. I swap into Ursula as Koga sets up Toxic Spikes. At this moment, the light bulb goes off in my head. I can poison Ursula. So I set up a Swords Dance to +2 attack, as a Swift does basically nothing. I'll fast forward here since this thing just spams Protect and full restores, but eventually Ursula KOs without too much trouble. Third up is Muck. It lowers our defense with Screech, but it doesn't matter, since a single Facade KOs this Sludge who's hitting the Nene. Is that a reference I can still make? Am I old now? Fourth up is Crobat, who is Koga's first Pokemon who isn't terrible. A Wing Attack does solid damage, but it's mostly cancelled out by a Citrus Berry as another Facade KOs. Last up is Venomoth. Venomoth saves us the trouble and uses Toxic. A superpowered Facade KOs in retaliation, winning us our second Elite Four battle. Third up is Bruno and his fighting types. He leads with Hitmontop and I lead with Ursula. This guy is surprisingly slow, so we outspeed with a single Facade, KOing and bringing in Bruno's second Pokemon, the evolved form, Hitmonlee. A Swagger misses, giving Ursula a free shot to KO with another superpowered Facade. Third up is Bruno's ace, Machamp. Machamp is fairly slow, so with our level advantage and some speed EVs, we can take it down with a single Facade. That makes Ursula 3 for 3 and brings out Onix fourth. An Earthquake brings Ursula to the yellow, as a Facade doesn't actually KO, leaving Onix in the yellow. We can take another, so I stay in, but it just sets up a Sandstorm, so we can freely take it out with another Facade. Last for Bruno is Hitmonchan. Poison damage and Sandstorm has brought Ursula kinda low, so I swap into Ulad on a Thunder Punch. Hitmonchan doesn't have a fighting move, so Ulad isn't in any danger here. Another Thunder Punch still doesn't bring Ulad under half, as an Iron Tail brings Hitmonchan to the yellow. A third Thunder Punch actually gets a crit, but it's recovered by a Citrus Berry, as an Assurance does literally nothing. Now Bruno heals, and I'm gonna fast forward since we just spam Dig to dodge some Sandstorm Chip, and eventually finish off the final Hitmon family member, winning us our third Elite Four battle of the run. Our final battle before the champion is Karen and her dark types. She leads with Umbreon and I lead with Ursula. I'm not going to waste your time here, so I'm going to keep this short and sweet. We take out Umbreon with a Facade through a double team and Gengar is second. I was hopefully going to dodge a Focus Blast, but it just went for spite, so a Shadow Claw KOs. Third up is Houndoom, who sets up a nasty plot just to go down to a single Facade. Fourth is Vileplume, who just gets outsped and one-shot by another Facade. Last up is Murkrow, but a Pluck doesn't do nearly enough damage, as it also falls to a super-powered Facade. That's Karen defeated and the Elite Four wrapped up. Lance and his Dragon types are our last opponents, and he leads Gyarados and I lead Uriah, just like against Claire. It goes for Waterfall, which does over half and gets the flinch. Unlucky. Uriah has to take one for the team as our starter goes down to another Waterfall. I bring out Ursula with a Choice Scarf. Shout out Mom for the awesome gift. She outspeeds and KOs with a superpowered Facade. Second up is Dragonite. We outspeed again and another Facade brings down the first of 3 Dragonites, that one being the strongest. Out third is the second Dragonite. To no one's surprise, the second also goes down to another Facade. Fourth out is, you guessed it, another Dragonite who's waiting to meet the same fate as the others. A Facade KOs yet again, bringing out Charizard for Lance's 5th Pokemon. For the 5th time in a row, Ursula uses a single Facade and takes care of Charizard, leaving Lance with only 1 Pokemon. Now, I don't normally do this, but I decide I'm gonna let my MVP live. So I swap into Ulad on an Aerial Ace that does about a quarter. A rock slide connects for another quarter, and a citrus berry gives us some recovery, but of course it gets the flinch since I can't go one challenge run without a rock slide flinch. A second rock slide connects as we hit an iron tail for half. Another rock slide brings you lad to just 30 HP, but thankfully another iron tail connects, bringing down the fossil and winning us the battle. With that, we are officially Pokemon League champions and have completed a Pokemon Soulsilver Hardcore Nuzlocke using only Pokemon whose names start with the letter U. Thank you guys so much for watching this run. Sorry it was a little shorter than normal. School is crazy with midterms and projects. I also wanted to say thank you guys so much for 100 and 200 subscribers. I thought I was going to talk about hitting 100 in this video, but y'all are crazy and you've doubled my subscriber total and I haven't even posted this week. Thank you guys so much. This channel was just like a fun personal project for me and I never expected to even get 10 subscribers, let alone 20 times that. So really guys, thank you. Now I'm actually traveling this weekend. I'm heading across the country to a film festival where I've been nominated for an award. So I'm going to try to complete an entire Nuzlocke on the 6-hour flight. It's going to be a fun challenge, I think. Stay tuned for that. With that being said, guys, I've been PomminPs, or P for short, and I'll see you next time.